Also talking about a self-hating Jew.
Don't invite them to Shabbat dinner.
No, I need them at Shabbat dinner. I daven for them every morning before Shema Kolenu. I say Jon Stewart, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and following people.
Don't pray for them. It's a waste of energy.
It's not a waste of energy.
Take it away, Barb.
My scumbag who I'd like to invite for Shabbat and have a life-changing, full of epiphanies and large steaming hot cup of maybe I was wrong coffee with is comedian Dave Smith. I've mentioned you before on this show. I really don't want to hate you. I really want to love you. And I pray that I have enough compassion and can look at you from the side of Dan L'chaf Zchut, which in Hebrew, if you ever would look up a Hebrew book, means to judge you on the side of merit, because you're such a good speaker. You speak, you're funny, you sell out shows, but you're using all of your energy, it seems to me, to lift up or prop up, you like to use the words prop up, the Muslim Brotherhood's agenda. I did a deep dive on you because I'm really trying to understand how someone who says they were raised Jewish, I guess your dad left, I'm sorry about that, maybe you're dealing with that, the father figure of God, issues. I'm really trying to understand you. I have friends and family and comedian friends who go out there and literally say horrible things about Jews and the IDF, and I try to understand. So I get that there's probably something going on there, and maybe you're upset with God. You recently found God. I'm so happy. There's a word that you seem to use flagrantly, and it's called the truth. You say, well, somebody's got to tell the truth. You sound a little bit like Whoopi Goldberg, who also says that often on The View. You seem to think that the truth is just these 80 years of history that you learned about at your private school in Brooklyn. I'm not sure we went to college. I tried to find that too. I was trying to figure out who your professors were.
Maybe TikTok.
You have this truth that you say, which supports the Muslim Brotherhood narrative. You were on, was a Christian libertarian anarchist podcast where they were spouting Christian theology, and you seem to just go, yeah, that sounds good. You were on the Dean show, Eddie Redzovik's show, where he has a bumper at the beginning of the show and at the end supporting the new center of the Muslim Brotherhood. On the bottom of where it says your name, it says Jew, comedian Dave Smith, Palestinian/Israeli conflict. The S in Israeli is a $sign. So even the title on YouTube is a propagandist mission. And he's quoting the Quran and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. And as soon as he brings up the Torah or Bible, you're like, oh no, that's like a funhouse version of the truth. So please figure out and start to use the word ideology and really look into the ideology of the Muslim Brotherhood and all these other people that you seem to just go, yeah, that sounds good. Because when you're standing or sitting on these podcasts, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Piers Morgan, in front of millions of people, and your name says Jewish perspective, and you call yourself a Jew, you don't represent most of us. You need to at least explore what the ideologies are behind these things. You're not getting it right, and it's really sad when you call it the truth. Just come over to Israel. I don't think you've ever been here. You'll notice that most of us here look like libertarians. And that's the truth.
Don't come to Israel. We don't want you here.
I want you here. I want to take you around.
You're intellectually dishonest. I think you know exactly what you're doing.
I agree.
And you're not welcome here.
I think you realize that it's good for clicks to hate on your own people, and you'll get invited to lots of places. As the Jewish perspective, that throws your own people under the bus. And I think he's worked it out, because I didn't even know who the hell he was before this war. So there you go. That's my perspective.
Barb is much nicer than us.
Barb is the good soul.
Can you imagine, though, the day that he and Norm Finkelstein and Gabor Mate and George Schwartz, aka Soros, actually wake up and go, oh my God, look at all the damage that I caused.
You know why? Because they've spent billions of dollars supporting our demise as a country.
They're too invested in it. They can never be honest with themselves.
But they eventually are going to have to answer to a higher power.
Exactly.
I'd like to make it sooner so that they can actually clean up some of the mess that they've done.
Yes,
that's on your hands. You have blood on your hands.
I'm not against that.